good morning and welcome to another beautiful week right here in Garden City of Port Harcourt. I pray your week is as amazing as the day has already started. This is Atlantic Television Network and the program is Atlantic Blowout. Remember that Atlantic Blowout is a syndicated live program of the network that features chit-chats and conversations on special interest topics. We talk about news, events and stories through correspondence reports, experts' opinion and stakeholders' analysis. Today, as usual, we'll be taking stories trending in Nigeria, starting all the way from Imo State, where police dismantle IPOB camp, arrest 29 suspects. And then we'll go to Lagos State with police releasing #EndSARS protesters that were marking the 4th anniversary of that particular protest. And then from the National Assembly, reps propose sanctions for gas flaring. And on crime, IGP condemns jungle justice trends. On finance, CBN decries shortage of skilled professionals. And then on education, this is one story on the lips of a lot of people, a statement by Obasanjo where he said, out of school children, threats to national security. My name is Enidoye Jackson. We'll take a short break and after that I'll let you know who my guest is and then we'll delve straight to the details of these stories. Please sit back, relax, don't go anywhere.
From the lands across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Swarm lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
All right, we have Mazi Chinedum Obioha as our guest for today, and he's joining us via Zoom. And it is always a pleasure to have Mazi join us. Good morning, Mazi.
Yeah, good morning. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Mazi is a public affairs analyst, a man who loves to talk for development. All right, we're taking a story from Imo State, where we have reports that Imo State Police Command's anti-kidnapping unit has dislodged a suspected IPOB ESN terrorist camp in Nempi, Oru West local government area, resulting in the arrest of 29 individuals, 25 males and 4 females. According to a statement by Police Public Relations Officer Henry Okoye, the operation was initiated after the arrest of a key suspect, Anukuru Nana Emmanuel, whose confessions led to the camp's location. During the operation, police recovered several weapons, including 4 pump-action guns, 2 locally made revolvers, 5 pistols, 3 AK-47 magazines, and 20 rounds of live cartridges, as well as a POS machine and a white SUV. Additionally, over 200,000 naira allegedly extorted from kidnapping victims was found. The police emphasized the ongoing threat posed by these groups in the state. Investigations are still ongoing, though, with efforts to apprehend the manufacturers of the locally made firearms. The police urge citizens to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity, reaffirming their commitment to public safety and combating violent crimes in Imo State. And this story is linked to the story that has been up, down to the video, the trending video about the seat at home, and all of that, especially when we talk about IPOB. And you know that a lot of times the government has come out to tell the people, do not listen to these people, come out, carry out your business activities as usual. But the other day we heard one of the market women saying the governor's children should come out, that she's not going to come out. And the people are scared for their lives, because various occasions, even during the last election they had in one of these eastern states, when the people were asked to come out, it was on a sit-at-home day, and the people were asked to come out. And then what happened? We had security operatives being attacked, and these were the security operatives that were put on the road to protect the lives and properties of these people. Mazi, I'd like to bring you in on this conversation.
Yeah, thank you once again for having me. Well, in the first place, I have to condemn the action of the IPOB in Imo State, especially. That Imo State has been a den of evil doings, a den of kidnapping, a den of banditry, then of whatever you may call it. I condemn it completely. But then, at the same time, the Imo State in particular is being invaded by the military. Like those of us who travel from Lagos to our various states, we discover more than 100 checkpoints between Ore to Owerri. And we begin to ask ourselves, why all this military on the road? You get the police, you get the army, you get the navy, you get the road safety, you get all manner of military personnel. Yet, every now and then we hear about, IPOB going terrorizing the area. I think, I'm not sure the government is telling about the truth. What is happening in Imo State, though, like I said, I condemn the action of the IPOB. I condemn sit-at-home completely. I remember when it was introduced about 3-4 years ago, I was on air. I condemned it because that day it was first introduced was the day the children were writing their mock examination, English language particularly. And I said, they've not known, or they don't know what they've done to these children that they couldn't write their English examination that day. Now, back to your question, a lot of arrests have been made according to them. But also, I know that some of these things are giving a dog a bad name to hang it. So, at times, the military, the police, the army, they go inside the villages, arresting young people, giving them bad names, And they were killing them, extrajudicial killing. Is going on in Imo State by the military. I'm able to say it. Then, at the same time, those that they couldn't get nothing, they extort money from them.
Mazi, can you go over that again? You said the military. Mazi, let's get you clearly now so that we don't mix up things. You said the military are carrying out killings against who?
The young boys. The young boys.
What young boys?
The government. The young boys, the young men there, the young men. I'm saying it repeated, the young men.
Just generally killing the young men, is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are going from house to house, from street to street, arresting young men, especially those that are Okada in some areas.
Mazi, are you talking as a result of eyewitness? Are you talking from eyewitness reports, or you're talking from what you heard or what you saw somewhere? What is your source?
Eyewitness reports. But you know,
yes, I know you're in the media. You were in Imo State.
No, I'm in Lagos now.
But you were.
I travel often. You see, Imo in some areas, especially it's a deserted area. There are some. Do you know that some villages were burnt? Some villages, some communities were burnt by the military. And of course, that is what is angering the young boys there. And of course, by extension, the IPOB. Though I don't fancy, I don't approve, I don't want this IPOB. The seat at home is, to me, is senseless.
Okay, Mazi.
You know how much you have.
Mazi, please hold on. Yes, are you making reference to what happened? You know, you talked about the exams that the children were supposed to have on a sit-at-home day.
When it was first introduced.
Yeah, okay, but recently during that election that was had, and when security operatives were attacked, and then we started getting reports of the security operatives invading some of these villages and having mass arrests and all of those things. Reports we're getting from there. Is that what you're making reference to?
Of course, yes.
And you're saying it is still. You're saying it is still on till now.
Sorry.
You're saying that act is still on till now. You're saying it's still going on.
It comes intermittently. It comes once in a while. They go there. I am from Abia, but we have reports of what is happening during the election. Do you know how students manage to write the examination? They dress like people going to fetch water. They dress like people going for their normal business. In fact, I condemn whatever action the IPOB is doing in the southeast. I condemn it completely. But at the same time, we condemn the action of the military. And that is why every now and then you hear them the military or the police being attacked. Because they are not happy what is going on in a southeast state, especially that Imo. And of course, they are not happy with the governor.
By they, who do you mean? Are you talking about the people, the security agency? When you say they are not happy, who are you referring to?
Yeah, they are not happy with the security.
Who is they? Who is they? Okay, the people.
Yes, the people, the young men, the villagers are not happy with the governor one, are not happy with the security agents because they were going from house to house, from village to village, to arrest young boys and extorting money from them and killing them.
Allegedly.
That is what.
Allegedly, Mazi. Until we get
But then, like I said, you go from Olo Igala, you see some villages burned down, just like ghost areas. You see them. On Mondays you don't see anything, but then not that they fear of uncertainty. Because most times when I'm here, I go for my radio program, I go for my TV program. Omar is peaceful. My word is that Nnamdi Kanu, whom they say they are fighting for, is not from Imo State. He is from Omar. Isieke, precisely. So I don't know why the Imo State is now being a general.
Are you saying the IPOB movement is a state thing?
It's not a state thing, but it's being generalized. Like today being Monday, you will not see any interstate movement in any part of the southeast. You can't get vehicle from Lagos to any part of the southeast. Be it Enugu, be it Imo, be it Anambra, be it Ebonyi State, be it Abia. You can't. So it has happened going to that area. But then it's because of the fear of uncertainty. Because each time I travel home, I go from Mumbai here to whatever, but that is intra-city. But that's interstate, no interstate movement, but you can get intra-city. Do you understand me? So these IPO people arrested. I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know what actually happened. But what we know is that giving a dog a bad name to have what is happening. Some military people at midnight they go and raid. The moment they hear a rumor, they go to that location, arrest whoever that there. Having said that, I condemn whatever lawlessness that is going in the southeast, especially Imo State. The governor should come out, talk to his people. Also, His Excellency should come out and talk to his people. And they've asked him to withdraw the security. The securities are there.
Withdraw the security, then who will protect the people if he withdraws security?
Come again?
Yes, you're saying that you're recommending that the governor should withdraw the security.
Fine and good. They say they can protect themselves.
The people can protect themselves? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they should withdraw the security. Once the securities arresting innocent young men there. Secondly, extorting money. I repeat it, extorting money. I am an eyewitness. Ask anybody traveling from Lagos, going to Imo, going to Abia, going to Nugu, the checkpoints, multiple checkpoints. So these are the things the Southeasterners are complaining about. Then if you let them mention them, you see, or no, Iyala, going to Owerri, Mbidi, checkpoints you can be on a particular checkpoint for more than 45 minutes. What are they doing? Making sure that only one single line, crooked line, is provided, and they'll be collecting money from every vehicle that passes here, be it trailer, be it a public transport, at times private cars. So that is what they are doing. I mentioned it or look, going to Owerri. I mean, it's unacceptable. And we are in the war zone. Why is it that others, why is it that Southeastern states are invaded by the military? Yet we are hearing this.
That's a big question. That's a very big question. All right, thank you, Mazi, for your thoughts on that story, but we have other things to talk about. Let's look at Lagos State now. You're in Lagos State. So we have reports that Lagos State Police Command has released protesters who were arrested at the Lekki toll gate during the commemoration of the 4th anniversary of the hashtag EndSARS protest on October 20, 2024. Over 18 individuals were detained and taken to the State Criminal Investigation Department in Panti, Yaba. The Commissioner of Police, Olawaju Ishola, oversaw their release. The protesters, including prominent activists, were initially rounded up and tear gassed during the peaceful commemoration of the 2020 hashtag EndSARS protest against police brutality. Despite their release, reports of mistreatment during detention, including beatings, surfaced, and a lot of people are asking, Mazi, tell us what happened. You're in Lagos State. I don't know if you were in that particular place where they happened. I know that the last time we discussed protests, you had your own opinion about protests, especially at this time, especially in Nigeria. But I would like to get your thoughts on this particular story.
Well, I wasn't there yesterday. I just read it and I saw it on television because I was in church. In the first place, were they supposed to be arrested? Were they supposed to be arrested? Did they see them carry arms and ammunition? Were they violent? Were they looting? The answer is no. They went there to celebrate the 4th year anniversary of EndSARS. The primary objective of the EndSARS has been achieved. I will not see police brutality. I will not see manhandling of citizens. I will not see extortion of money by the police. That's apart. I listened to the Commissioner of Police yesterday. He said that they did not obtain permission. They did not. Are they supposed to obtain permission before they do that kind of protest? It has been said time and again. It happened during the last protest. They don't need any permission. What the government needs to do is to guide them. Is to be proactive.
How would the government guide them, Mazi? How would the government be proactive and guide them when there was no information about the protests? And like you said, there was no permission.
They are not supposed to obtain permission from any quarter. All they needed to do, maybe to inform them who are doing this. Then I remember I mentioned it. The government is supposed to protect them, send some policemen to guide them. Then send even ambulances. Send the.
But that was the reason, Mazi. That was the reason that was given. The last protest we had in August, when the government were asking who are the organizers of this protest. Let's have a talk, right? Before the protest, when the whole preparation was going on, the reason that they gave was so that we can, send out security agencies and, protect the people. That was the reason they gave when they were asking for the organizers of this protest to come out and have a talk. So when they talk about permission not being taken and all of that, don't you think that is what they are referring to? So that they can adequately provide security. You don't think so?
Permission is quite different from information. All they needed to have done is to say, look, we are gathering on social place. Can you please this? Not that they're supposed to seek and obtain permission from any quarter before they listen. They are not. It's unconstitutional. The senior lawyers have said it. Then you talk about beating. Don't you see them? Never in the history of this country would a policeman come out to agree that he mishandled a citizen. It has been happening all over. We saw him. We saw some people beat him up with swollen faces, with their eyeglasses broken, some of their phones seized. And police said they didn't. But then the issue is, why is this government exposing us to international ridicule? Why is it? Haven't you seen in the advanced country, even the police are being stoned at by the protesters, and they will be there retaliate. So the issue is that the problem is that the government at the center doesn't want any form of protest, doesn't want any form of complaint, doesn't want any form of attack, either media attack or anything. So was it not, when was that Enugu, one of the Enugu radio station or TV station was the presenter was arrested? Was it not last week? Do you see that in the advanced countries? So we are being held hostage in this country. Those that were arrested, see how they came out and they were complaining. Didn't you see how their faces were swollen? Didn't you see their eyes? Didn't you see where their even eyeglasses were broken? So the police, is it my good friend? This government has messed us up.
One would ask on what grounds they were
abused.
Yes, one would ask on what grounds they were actually beaten.
Well, they were beaten, but the police will not agree they were beaten. Their phones were seized, and of course their money must have been taken off, and the police will not agree. Just like what you told me about Imo State, those ammunitions, police, they were manufactured by them. They were manufactured
by who? They were manufactured by who, Mazi?
I said, what I mean by manufacturing? It's possible that they were there. They were the one who produced it and dumped it to hand them as evidence. So you see, the government has made us not to believe whatever they say. They have made Nigerians, not me alone, not to believe anything. Nobody will believe in that.
All right,
even the judiciary, who's supposed to correct this thing, will have failed judiciary, will have failed system. So the protest people that were arrested, are they supposed to be arrested? What they're supposed to do is they said they went under the bridge in Keja. They went to Garden Fire Square. They went to they said Ketu. They were coming around. That is what they're supposed to do. Where they see people, they're supposed to guide them, listen to them, watch them. They should not come after them if they are attacking individuals. or if they were destroying anything. But these boys were not destroying anything. They were not attacking anybody. They went there on peaceful protest. Why arresting them? Why beating them? Why detaining them?
No, that's a big question. That's a very big question, and Mazi, we're almost not seeing your face anymore. But that's a very big question. That's something that, thank you very much. That's something that should really be looked into, and a lot of Nigerians are not happy about that particular action, because these people who allegedly lost their lives during that period, they have families, and sometimes when it's the anniversary, their family members might want to come out to remember these people. Although, like you have said,
certain. You saw when the report came out. You see how the report of the exercise, what the target was manipulated. You saw it. The things we saw, the things not we had, we saw it. Then who has taken responsibility of the brutality there? Nothing. So that is the issue we have here. Those that lost their family, would you bring their lives back again? Some of them were married. Some of them were young ladies, some of them were young men, some of them have families. Can you see them again? You can't see them. Can they recover? Can they bring back life? So, and each year, they ought to go there and possibly to pray and to ask God for grace and to ask for mercy and to remember the fallen heroes. Are we not celebrating our fallen heroes? Are we not doing that?
Right.
So if people lost their life in the fight of freedom, in the fight of good governance, and I mean, in every year, they are supposed to go and they celebrate.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi. We had a lot of people were very sad on that day. It was like a reminder of what happened during the NSAS protests, and that's not something that people, well, like you said,
but the arrest, you are now reminding the families, you are now opening the old wounds, you are now bringing back the tears and sorrows that needed to happen.
We thank God. We thank God that they were released. Yes, we thank God that they were finally released. But then it's the issue of the things that were collected from them have not been returned.
I don't think so. If police will say, look, if you target one of them, then we tell them they ask them to come back. I'm not saying this, it's possible.
Okay.
But it's not easy for police to report.
All right, Mazi, let us work with the information that we have, okay, so that we don't start making assumptions. Let's look at the National Assembly now. A bill that is aimed at prohibiting gas flaring in Nigeria and aligning with international environmental standards is set for a potential second reading in the House of Representatives, sponsored by Babajimi Benson, representing Ikorodu Federal Constituency. The Anti-Gas Flaring Prohibition and Enforcement Act 2024 seeks to promote natural gas utilization, support economic growth, and reduce carbon emissions. The bill outlines that gas flaring would only be permitted under specific limited circumstances, such as immediate safety needs. It mandates that all oil and gas operators submit gas utilization plans for processing and commercializing gas that would otherwise be flared. It also establishes obligations for reporting flaring incidents to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, that's the NUPRC. Non-compliance with the act would result in penalties, including fines of $5 per 1,000 standard cubic feet of gas flared, or higher amounts as set by NUPRC, along with potential operational suspensions or license withdrawals for repeat offenders. There are also provisions of fines of at least 50 million naira for failing to report or falsifying data on flaring incidents. The bill further provides for compensation and environmental restoration for communities impacted by gas flaring, with the NUPRC overseeing remediation efforts and assessing damages for compensation. Gas flaring in Nigeria has been on for decades. Nigerians have been complaining it is not doing any good to our environment. There have been penalties. Please take note, there have been penalties for gas flaring, but at the end of the day, we keep hearing cases of falsifying reports. We keep hearing cases of, oh, the penalty is too small. That is why these people are still flaring gas, and it seems like nothing is being done about it. Mazi, what would you say about this bill?
My good friend, I think like I've always said, talk is cheap. Good policy, good presentation. But what about the implementation? Like you said, we have been hearing about gas flaring all along, decades. But what has been done? Like you said, now the penalty has been very small. Our law should be amended. And if it is now finally passed into law and the president signs it, who will carry the implementation? Oftentimes, the riverine areas complain of gas flaring, the pollution there, the hazard nature of the land and other things there. The food crops are withered away. Yet, every year, every now and then, we hear that government is putting on other inquiries or policies that will reduce or regulate it. But have you seen it being implemented? Not that I'm negative of whatever the government is doing, but the implementation of any good thing is the key.
So why do you think this is not being? Why do you think the policies on gas flaring, according to your analysis, is not being implemented?
Is it today it has started? When Buhari came on board, I think he stood a committee, or that was the first thing he said he was going to attack. He didn't see it. He didn't. I mean, still up till now, Buhari governed or ruled this country for 8 years. Still we are reporting it. Still we are saying it. See the villagers, the community are still complaining. And you are asking me. The issue is that talk is cheap. It's a corruption is key. It could be that necessary arrangement was made or had been made, but where are they? The communities are they being compensated? If they've been compensated, why are they crying?
But Mazi, this bill, this is a new administration. This is a different. Let me not call it new. This is a different administration. You already mentioned previous administrations.
You are dragging my feet outside. When it was the new administration, when he was coming on board, what did he say? He said he was going to continue, or he's going to continue from where the previous administration stopped.
And now this bill, this is a bill, and this is a bill to handle the case you talked about the people in the environment crying, in your words. This bill is going to handle compensation for the neighboring communities.
Who is going to implement the bill when passed into law? Are they not the same politicians that will corner it, that will do it in their own favor? Unless you begin to get people who can serve selflessly, people who have the interest of the masses at heart, people who have the fear of God, people who said tomorrow is more important than today. Unless when we get it, that we will not begin to say when bill is passed into law, the implementation is key. But how many bills that have been passed into law? Is it electoral bill? You want me to take it to that electoral bill that have passed into law?
Are you saying there was no bill? Are you saying there was no bill? Mazi, are you saying there's no bill that has been passed into law that has been implemented? Is that what you're saying?
Most of them, 100, 1,001 of them, thousands and hundreds of them. Go and check the records.
Should I remind you of one, Mazi? Should I remind you of one?
Yeah, do.
The national anthem. Alright, Mazi. Why are you laughing, Mazi? What is that? It was passed.
The speed with which the national anthem was passed. Why is it that the speed was not used in passing the minimum wage? Why is it that the speed has not been passed?
Okay.
That they have not been used in implementing the soft landing of the shopping of this country? Why is it that the same speed has not been used to reduce cost of governance? Why is it that the same speed has not been used to reduce cost of living Cost of inflation. The inflation is now what? 32.7% as of September. Why is it that the same speed that was used to pass the national item hurriedly passed? Okay, let me remind you another one. The speed that was used to appoint the Chief Justice of the Federation. The speed. And there were so many things that happened. So anyway, what I say, if you want me to give you more, I'll give you more, because by the grace of God, I have retentive memory, and I can go on and on.
All right.
These people fast.
All right, Mazi. You know, I asked you earlier why you think the bill or the policies on gas flaring, which you made reference to, are not being implemented. You know, there's a school of thought. Some people feel like certain people are gaining or benefiting from it.
That is what I'm saying. If I say corruption, what does that mean? Some people are benefiting from there. Some people wouldn't like it. That is just like the state police we are talking about. Some people that are benefiting from it. What about even the petroleum product? Some people, I remember the group managing director of an NPCL said that why they remove the subsidy, I'm trying to digress, is because an individual can buy a truckload of PMS at 600 something thousand and now smuggles it outside this country and make gain of 17 million. And that is why people don't want to end the subsidy sincerely. Sincerely. Our president said the subsidy was gone. Has it gone? When I was on air sometime and I said they are still paying subsidy because Air blew the trumpet that they are still paying the subsidy. They denied it. But today I will not say pay the subsidy because of the cabal. Some people are benefiting from the gas flaring. That's why they will not allow it to see the end of it. That is why even though the bill is passed into law, implementation is key. They will suppress it. They will suppress it, my dear.
Let us be optimistic, Mazi.
It's a good thing, but the implementation, who are the players of that bill? Who will implement it?
That's what I'm asking. Mazi, let's talk about that quickly. If we're saying that the implementation should be different now, this time we should actually see it being implemented and we should not have all these people falsifying this and that. What do you think should be done differently this time to enable the implementation of this bill if passed into law?
The president should, if passed into law, the president should look inward and get credible people that will implement it. Credible people. Possibly, I don't want to hear that politicians are involved. And again, let there be sincerity, honesty on those that will implement it. Because we have seen some of these things, like we said, there are people who will not like it to see they will not like to see the light of the day.
All right.
Get credible people. Let it be transparently handled.
Thank you,
Let
Mazi.
the public have confidence. The public has lost confidence in this government. And that is why anybody, just like they lost confidence in INEC, lost confidence in judiciary, lost confidence in the army, lost confidence in police, let them try to rebuild it. Let them try to regain the confidence and trust of the people so that whatever they tell us, we believe. Otherwise, it's unfortunate.
I appreciate your analysis, Mazi. Let's go on a short break, and after that, the show continues. Please don't go anywhere, our viewer. Mazi, also don't go anywhere. We'll be back to continue the show. Please stay with us.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
From the lands across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
And we are back. Thank you so much for staying right here with us. Let's move to our next story. Nigeria Police Force has expressed strong condemnation of the recent rise in jungle justice incidents across the country, describing them as dangerous and inhumane practice that threaten the rule of law. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betokun, emphasized that such acts lead to tragic loss of lives and property, erode public trust in the legal system, and harm Nigeria's global reputation. Recent cases in Agenebode, Edo State, and Agege, Lagos State have seen mobs forcibly removing suspects from police custody and executing them. The incident also involved arson, leading to death of suspects and the destruction of police property. In one instance, a policeman was killed while attempting to prevent a mob from executing a driver accused of knocking down a motorcyclist. The IGP has instructed the Deputy Inspector General in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department to investigate the incident thoroughly and ensure that those responsible face legal consequences. The police stressed the need for the public to respect due process and shun jungle justice, which undermines legal authority and public safety. We still have Mazi Chinedum Obioha on the line. We have him via Zoom. Mazi, did you hear that story? Did you hear that report?
Yes, I had it, and I also read the report, especially the one in Lagos here, Agege precisely. Before I go on, I must condemn that action. It's very barbaric, unacceptable, it's evil. Nobody has a right to take the life of another person. God created man and put life into man. Man becomes a living being. So it is wrong for another person to take the life, cut the life of any person short. But then, having said that, you see, why are people interested in jungle justice, which is wrong, which is primitive, which is unacceptable in the eyes of the law? They have so many reasons. And if I begin to give you some instances, you will call me as you don't come again. One of the reasons is that when these people are arrested and handed over to police, the next day you see them being released. When they are arrested and handed over to the same police, you see them calling, and they say we have an instruction from the authority, highest authority, that they should be released. Look at the issue of Boko Haram. How many Boko Harams that were arrested, handed over to the military, and military said they handed over to the police. Before you know it, they saw them coming back to the society. Now look at Deborah. Deborah, a student, College of Education, I think so, was it KB State, yes, or Sokoto State sometime, who was accused, allegedly accused of blasphemy against Muhammad. She was taken into a security room, handed over, and they went there, brought her out, flogged her, stoned her to death, and burnt her. And I also remember, I've forgotten the name, a young Igbo boy in Kano some time ago. He was accused of misusing the Quran, a sheet of the Quran. He was chased. I ran into police station in Bombay. Is it Bombay or Kano City? He was chased there, and they vandalized the police station and brought him out, and not only flogging him, stoned him to death, and they burnt him alive. There's some people I say, what is the need again when you arrest a criminal, hand it over to police for proper investigation? The next time you see them is you see them back to the society. The issue is this: our laws, when they are taken to police, from police will give a flimsy fake charges that will guarantee their release. And again, our judiciary takes a longer time. Look at the Kuje prison. Were they not in prison in Kuje, and the Boko Haram people or banditry went and invaded that area and released them? So that is why people find delight in jungle justice, which is criminal. And again, when even finally convicted in a court of law, just unreasonable penalty. So our law should be amended. Our police should be allowed to do their justice, but then the police should purge themselves of wrongdoings, of corruption, of hypocrisy, of tribalism, of nepotism.
All right.
Issues where some. Yes.
Okay. Yes. The part where you said that our laws should be amended. Do we have issues with our laws, or is it down to the implementation of these laws?
No, even the lawyers, even the National Assembly, they complain about the laws. Some of them are outdated. Look at the issue of the pension scheme. When I think the minister who was accused of it, he was taken to the you know how much peanut that was given to him as fine? You know how much? And this was a person who embezzled substantial sum of money of the pensioners. So our laws are outdated. They need to be amended. Our laws should, the legal system should make effort to amend our laws. And our national assembly should amend our laws. Those laws made since 1960, 1958, they are still there. So back then it was legal amount, but now how can somebody commit an offense that attracts other death penalty or heavy fine? You are giving him 2,000 naira fine. He will close as and pay it. So our law should be amended. Our judiciary should be up and doing. There are so many. The new Chief Justice of the Federation complained about so many outstanding cases in our law, our courts. So some of these things should be, there should be speedy trial of criminal cases. There should be speedy trials of these people, especially to avoid jungle justice, which has been the order of the day. People now decide, so why are we taking him to the police? The police will leave them. Police will collect money. This, I'm a grassroots person. I'm rooted, I'm grounded. When we go out, we hear what people are saying, and that is why when we come out, we say it so that they will hear it. People don't have trust in handing over a criminal to the police. The other day, somebody was arrested for attempting to steal Mosaku, I think in Anambra or something like that. They flogged him, they naked him, and they refused to hand him over to the police because they said he will be released. So these are the issues. Our law should be effective. Our law should be, we should have a good implementation of our laws, and we should be able to obey our laws. That's the issue. So if our laws are effective and up to date, modern laws, we'll be able to say, okay, when a criminal is arrested, hand him over to the police. Police now will now take the court and they charge accordingly. But some of our police cannot qualify to prosecute a case in the court. That's why about the issue of EFCC. Cases have been lost because of not fully procedure.
Thank you, Mazi.
So our law should be amended.
Thank you, Mazi.
Police should purge themselves of criminal among them.
Thank you for your thoughts on that one. Let's look at the CBN now. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, has emphasized the urgent need to address the shortage of skilled professionals in finance-related fields across Nigerian universities. During a strategic meeting with the Nigerian Economic Society President, Professor Adeola Adenikinju, and other stakeholders, Kadoso highlighted the importance of developing the next generation of leaders in financial and social sciences. Kadoso advocated for mentorship programs involving the CBN, the NES, and the Nigerian Economics Students Association to equip students with the skills necessary for the financial sector. He also stressed the significance of empowering young professionals and ensuring a strong talent pipeline to drive the country's financial system strategy for economic growth. All right, let us have your thoughts on this particular story, Mazi.
Yeah, it's a good development, like I said. Our problems are not good policies, but this implementation. There's nothing wrong. Somebody in school acquiring skills, there's nothing wrong about it. Because this present dispensation, it don't depend on what you study alone. You should be able to have other trade to work hand in hand. It's a good policy, but then the CBN governor, if there's any person people have been calling for his head, the CBN governor, he's operator of this the economy, monetary policies. Some people have accused him he's not doing the right thing. But if that policy is being implemented across board in the education institutions, that's a good development. I encourage even students. But you see now, even after graduating, see them roaming about, roaming around in the street, looking for something. But if they have additional skill, that will take them. Instead of them waiting for white-collar job, they should use other skills. You see people now, even while doing their NYC, they now enrolled register in one of the skill acquisition centers to get more skills. I think it's a good development. With another issue, like I've been hammering about implementation, not bringing out good policies. How do you make sure that these promises, these policies you are bringing are implemented? A good policy is good because there are people on ground to implement it, to achieve your objective. Not when you give up policies, you don't follow it, and it dies there. You die with your brain, you die with your whatever. So let Nigerians be made to trust this government. One, let there be encouragement. If you are in a high institution, try to acquire additional skill. Don't depend on any other your particular profession. In the finance, I was in the bank for 17 years, and I know what we are passing through. Now the central bank, who is that is a bankers bank, as we call it, bankers, the central bank's bankers bank, the regulator of all financial institutions. But then the operators in central bank, how decent are they? You know what we suffered now, last 2 years? You know what we suffer? They should be honest. Are they honest? Are they honest? Emefiele, where he is now? Where is Emefiele? Where is Emefiele? What about the coloring of the currency? What about the coloring? By now, we are not supposed to be seeing the old currency. The old currency that the Supreme Court said it will cease by 31st December 2022. They cease circulation. So, not rolling out policies, but carrying it to the letter. Our law should be effective. We should be able to have people, decent people, to make our policies and follow it to the letter.
All right, talking about children education now, and the fact that some people come out of school and start looking for what to do. There are no jobs sometimes for them. Some of them stay years without even getting a job. Some people have seen this as one of the reasons we have a lot of out-of-school children, even though that's not the only reason. There's poverty there, and there are other things. Now, the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, has warned that Nigeria's out-of-school children crisis could lead to increased recruitment for Boko Haram insurgents if not addressed. Speaking in Bauchi during the inauguration of several roads, he highlighted the World Bank's estimate of over 20 million children not in school, representing about 10% of Nigeria's population. Obasanjo emphasized the need for education and human capacity building to ensure development and a safer society. He urged leaders to work together to find lasting solutions to the issue, stating that we are preparing them for whatever form of banditry if the situation remains unchanged. Mazi, do you agree with the statement of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo?
I agree no less with him.
Okay.
I agree completely with him. Will they hear now? Those in the north, will they hear now? 20 million adults, school children roaming about. You know, I spent a good number of years in the north, calling Sokoto, Kano, Meduguri, Makode, Gombe. All those areas have been there. And that was why the former president, Dr. Jonathan, looked into the issue of Boko Haram. Education is key. When you are not informed, you are deformed. When you don't train people, when you don't send your people, your children to school, they become violent, they become armed robbers, they become all sorts of menace in the society. But their leaders, I don't want to use something that might be offensive to their ears. Grab. They are after leadership, rulership. They are after everything. Bring. They will not use it to develop that area. Especially the best thing best legacy you give to any of your children or child is education. Education is key. A person who is not educated is a slave to other people. Now, Obasanjo has raised this issue. What are the leaders in the north? In the entire country, what are they doing? Our primary education is not there. Our tertiary institution is not there. Our secondary school, they are not working. They are not functioning. I listened to, I think one of the lawyers yesterday. He said, in advanced country, America, they subsidize power they subsidize education to give chance for people to go to education. Some of these are leaders, even in the north, they enjoy free education to even their master's degree abroad. But today, the money meant for education is being cornered. Look at what is happening in our primary education. Is it functioning? Some children, some pupils are still studying under the tree in some villages. They are studying in the uncompleted buildings. So education is key. Let he who has ears hear what the Holy Spirit is talking.
Mazi, we know that education is key, right? A lot of Nigerians know, even our leaders know education is key. But we're still having out-of-school children, and we're still having primary, secondary, and tertiary education the way it is. People have complained about our curriculum being outdated, and a lot of challenges that this sector is actually facing in Nigeria. But let's talk about how exactly we can come out of it with the few minutes that we have.
The only way we will come out is to encourage them. In the north, I remember 1976, 77, I was in Sokoto. They encouraged their children to go to school. Uruno Teachers College, they give them allowance every week. They give them everything free to encourage them. But then you see that even this educational disadvantaged states in the north, when you talk about check, they are not there. They now manage to pass from secondary school. They now list out their name, stamp their sent to JAM. They give them admission at the detriment of us. So let us see a way to make sure education is subsidized. Make sure that education funded, the budget of education should be increased. Not be, I think they say 8%. It should be increased to 30%. It should be increased to 35%, so that the grassroots should be able to develop and they encourage their children to go to school. Parents should also stop sending their children to pub during school hours. Let there be a stiffer penalty for out-of-school children. Any child arrested during the school hour, like what is happening in Lagos, the parents should be held responsible and penalized. Then in the north, where the Alamajiri is there, their leaders should work and see how they will encourage them. Let them not use them as they are the ones they are used to regulation. They are the ones they used to fight. The Metasini in those days, I was in Sokoto, Kano when it happened. So they are the youth. The youth are leaders of tomorrow. But if the youth are not properly educated, they are deformed. So the youth in the north, their leaders should be able to encourage them. Let them understand the implication of not going to school.
All right.
It also tell them the advantage of going to school. It creates awareness. It makes you to reason properly, not reason abnormally like a person that doesn't have senses.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for your analysis on the show today. We appreciate you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we hope to have you some other time.
Thank you.
And big thanks to you for being part of this conversation. It wouldn't have been possible without you. We had such an amazing time on ATN Blowout today. Remember that we'll do this again tomorrow, same time. Remember also to stay connected with us on all of our ATN socials. We are on Facebook and YouTube as Atlantic Television Network. We are on Instagram and TikTok as Atlantic TV Network 1 and on X at Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Enidoye Jackson. Thank you once again for watching. Coming up next is Open Conversation. Stay with us on Atlantic Television Network.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news